Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Moran, part of the membership team here at the IMA. I'm going to give you some updates on some future events while everybody's getting settled and getting their audio turned on. This group may especially find our April 3rd webinar about tax updates for manufacturers in 25 of interest. So we'll be discussing the new tax rules, their implications in this current environment, and opportunity to improve key metrics on April 3rd. Voting is now also open for Makers Madness. This honestly is one of my favorite events. I don't know if you've been following, but manufacturers nominate their product, then get everybody voting, their friends, their families, their vendors, their customers, their families. And the top 16 companies that voting, the top 16 companies will be named the coolest thing made in Illinois. And the governor will invite you to lunch at the mansion on April 9th, where the title will be given. So I hope you're voting. Some fun. There's so many interesting things to see, and it's such a fun way to shine the light on manufacturing. We also have registration open for our second annual Manufacturing Hall of Fame. This is a prestigious program that honors the incredible achievements and innovations within the manufacturing sector by recognizing people, products, and companies that have made lasting impact on Illinois. This luncheon will be June 26th in Lombard. We had over 350 attendees last year, so please register for that early. I'd also like to remind everyone that the annual benefit and compensation survey is now open. This is a statewide survey that looks at expected salary levels for 180 titles across 13 job families, including jobs at a plant, supervisory, management, executive, and board level. And it's a great way for companies to benchmark their competitiveness in the labor market with their peers. It's also free for anybody who completes the survey, and you'll get customized results sent right to your desk. So if this would not be your responsibility, please share the information with your HR team or others within your organization. All right. Now, today's discussion. I'm so excited about this. We will be recording, of course, and the follow-up slides will be sent tomorrow to all IMA members. If you are not an IMA member, feel free to reach out and we can talk about membership. You are invited, to join the conversation via the question tab on your control panel. We will hold most of those questions, I believe, until the end. So please go ahead and as thoughts pop in your head, add them to the chat box. And now it is my sincere pleasure to welcome Govind Balloo, founder and CEO of QX Impact, and Kevin Sheldon, lead strategic advisor at QX Impact. I've gotten to know both Govind and QX Impact over the past several months as they are IMA members, and I'm so excited to introduce you to them. We're going to make AI tangible today, and we'll discuss how predictive analytics can enhance demand forecasting, mitigate supply chain risks, and strengthen cash flow management. I can't imagine anybody is going to complain about that. So Govind, first off, and Kevin, forgive me. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your skills with everyone, and the mic is yours.
Thank you so much, Maria. So looking forward to the discussion.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'll go off screen now and let you address everyone.
Awesome. Okay, Kevin, I'm gonna
So AI is a pretty broad subject, and today we're going to go through these topics. And we've got a lot of information on the slides, a lot of slides. Don't panic. I'm not going to go in every single detail, but we put that detail in so you can look at it later. We'll get a copy of the presentation if you want. But today we're going to talk about the industry key challenges. We'll do a brief educational overview of data and AI, steps to implement AI, various technology options for managing your data, the different AI tools that are available that you can use depending on your use cases. We'll show some sample industry use cases, marketing research about the value of AI, and we'll even get into a typical cost to implement data and AI. So, industry key challenges, you know the key challenges, you're dealing with it every day. But there's technical ones, there's financial challenges, and operations challenges, all affecting your company. You go to the next one. So, what is financial resilience and transparency? So, it's your ability to adapt to financial strategy, resource response, market fluctuations, supply chain disruptions, all the things you deal with on a day-to-day basis. So, you do that with, you diversify your revenue streams, improve cost efficiency, strong cash flow management, implement risk mitigation strategies, and then deal with supply chain disruptions, how to avoid them. Financial transparency. Do you have clear and accurate, timely report of your company's financial data, including cost, revenue, profits, and investments? So you need clear financial reporting, budget and cost transparency, real-time decision making. You need information quickly and right in front of you, and how to deal with the regulatory compliance. So there's key drivers for growth. And the key drivers box, you know those, and we deal with those every day. There's also some undervalued drivers, like decision making at the right time and risk management. You need information to make these to manage these.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm just going to go very high level. This is the content heavy on the tech side. If you look at data and AI, there are two critical drivers. I think I'll go through a couple of slides later on. There is a data and there is an AI. A lot of times people go after AI, not realizing that the data is a foundational for AI. So how you look at a data is enabling your AI and technology that converge into the real-time actionable insights. You break down the business into your bottom line and the top line. So the bottom line is every business process you have there, our goal is to enabling your day-to-day processes, tools your employees are using, and the top line growth is if you are heavily dealing with the revenue clients, you need to look for a different channels should I go to the different market? Should I go to the different product to work with? So AI can elegantly do that. So that's where I think that the technology becomes a key enabler to not only just looking at your operational side, it also helps to grow your top line. The one thing I wanted to emphasize on the data side. So I think a lot of us, we collect every piece of data. So even me speaking on this webinar, you are collecting data on the verbal. That data can be converted to a text model, and you can use that on a day-to-day basis. So that's where the data is the foundation for AI. So if you are in the process of collecting a lot of data, either you go back and post on the websites, and you're using your ERP system, CRM systems, you are really sitting on a gold mine. So if you don't manage the data effectively, and your AI can only give you garbage in, garbage out. So the first and foremost thing we recommend highly, looking at and defining the data-driven organization before we start using your AI. So looking at some of the data types are structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. Your typical forms of data is going to be text, numbers you collect, audios you collect, and images you collect. And this the data maturity model is available on the website. A number of websites you can take a look at. I'm not going to look at. So if you're looking at, it's almost like a maturity model. Basic starts with your data being siloed. They're not fully integrated. They're not being completely organized. You go back to the level 5 is extremely useful. You don't need to rely on any humans to help you. Your data is readily consumption, fully validated, protected, governed. So you may not, if you're a small to medium sized manufacturing company, and it's going to be very hard for you to get the level 5 in the first year and second year. We have to start looking at least level 2, level 3, right? So that's where as you get the maturity of the data, value is going to be significantly increased. Now, what is an AI? There's a lot of buzzword in the market. Simplest way to look at it. So if I'm performing even on webinar speaking, okay, if I don't come on a webinar tomorrow, then my speaking done by a machine tomorrow, right? That's what the AI is all about. Okay? So that means we as a human beings, if we don't need to do everything ourselves, we create a technology around it and we can delegate some of the responsibility for AI. So that's what it is. I think there are a lot of technology tools comes in. There are a lot of buzzwords going in, right? And ultimately, if I have 10 things to do, I can't fit on 10 things in my day by day schedule. Can I just delegate 5 tasks for a systems to do it? That's what the AI is. It doesn't matter what those tasks are, but AI is much, much capable. So there are a lot of different type of technologies are being, machine learning, which deals with the large amount of the data. Deep learning, it goes to much deeper understanding your neural networks. That's what the cognitive ability comes in, natural language and speaking. Tomorrow, you can create a AI technology, convert this one into text. Let's say you don't understand my accent very well, you can just literally read it on the screen. Computer vision, a lot of the manufacturing companies are using factories looking at the computer vision to do a lot of data quality, some of the effect monitoring, obviously making robotics. I think that's where the industry is heading. There are 3 components of the AI side. It's a it's ingredient. If you want to make any sandwich, you need to have raw materials to make it. Your business domain, the computer technology and math and statistics. Okay. You really need to bring those into the AI side. So that's where I think the AI technology becomes a little bit more complex. It's not that, you can easily do that. That's where the technology was designed to have a much more complex problem to solve. Now automation can happen, but the AI brings in the domain, computer technology, and mathematics and statistics. Okay. I already covered this one. As I said, AI is a life ultimate is an automation. What enables AI is the different models, techniques that's enabled by the machine learning and deep learning. So the deep learning goes to much deeper level. Tomorrow, if I wanted to really understand cognitive ability of the intellectual ability, deep learning can understand that those are the neurons. You can go back and develop and try to build the models. That's what the cognitive ability, cognitive AI is going to be. It's not there yet. That's where the deep learning is going to go. Machine learning is all the massive data your machines collecting from the devices. You can feed into the machine learning. It can detect, it predict, it can tell you how likely your system is going to be break down tomorrow. So it can be machine learning. AI is going to tell you as soon as my machine learning model is going to tell me, I'm going to just notify you what you should do in the actions first. Okay. Here is the simple slide. It is published by Gartner. Gartner is one of the research company. They do the heavy research focus. So you look at from the value perspective. So it's very similar to what happened to my business. It's simply managing your metrics too. If something did happen, I did not get the desired results. Why did that happen? And what should I do? Right? So this all the foresight, from the hindsight to foresight, that's where the AI value of the AI comes somewhere in the insight to the foresight. So if you're still on the leftmost corner on the bottom corner, you're not really leveraging the value of the AI. Okay. There are step-by-step progress being included how to implement the AI. The first and foremost, that I've been doing this many years. And when we talk to the business leaders of the companies, a lot of times we find out that they don't have the right KPIs that match. So the first we help them. Let's sit together and identify the best KPIs your businesses really needs to be tracked, monitored, taken action on. So if you look at a couple of KPIs, we calling your bookings, your revenue, your outlet, your profit margins, your inventory turnovers, days sales of inventory, your conversion cycles, labor productivity, machine productivity, suppliers management, customers. So these are all the KPIs. And imagine that you have such a small business, okay? And have these many KPIs, and you can track and manage them, but it is nearly impossible for you to optimize every KPI what you need to manage. So that's why I think the next slide, what we call it leading indicators. The leading indicators meaning, although you have 20-30 KPIs what you manage, but we identify KPIs that are really important for you to take an action. Okay, let's say I'm just going to give you a simple example. I have budget goals. My sales team need to make $1 million every month. Okay, if that $1 million is not getting into as an order into the company, we want to take the action right now. Okay, that's one key KPI. Let's say my margin, I wanted to target my profit margin should be not up 50. Okay, but I'm always under it. That means you have to improve your bottom line. In that case, those are the KPIs. So that's what very important. You may have tons of KPIs you are tracking and monitoring it. A lot of times our experience, they're not truly realizing it. They're not focusing on a leading indicators, KPIs, that are going to help them to achieve their target goals every single month, every single day. Very important to focus on. Okay. And the next one, which is very important, once you have the KPIs and the leading indicators, we talked about it, data and AI, two different functions. You have to look at data is one function, AI is a tool set. Data is into ingredients, and the AI is a tool set. Almost like you look at the kitchen analogy, right? So if you go to the kitchen to make dishes, if you don't have the raw materials in your house, you cannot make any sandwiches, anything. So you really need to make sure that your data is high quality they're consolidated, they're integrated, you're really creating a maturity up. So, and otherwise you are really doing a garbage in garbage out. Let's say, I'm just going to use the margin as an example. If you're measuring in a margin 30% and your target needs to be 40%, you don't know whether 30% what you're reporting is good or bad if your data is not good. So very, very important focusing on data side of the data maturities. Here is the, a lot of us sitting on a gut feeling. I've been doing this job for almost 3 decades. I work with the companies, I know everything. I don't need to. Okay? I changed the way they're thinking from the gut feeling to now people come back and ask me, Rowan, I trust you. I need to give you the data. Otherwise, I cannot run this. You really need to move from the gut feeling to the smart action with insights. That's where it's going to truly end. Okay? Otherwise, you're really sitting on a gut feeling. You may be really creating a bunch of the data, but your data is not trusted. It's not a smart data. It's going to be challenging. Okay. So what data maturity in terms of the technology terms in the market is called data lake. It's nothing but that bringing all your data, creating the quality controls, governance, and security. So by doing that, it's truly enabled you, entire organization, totally enabled. If we convert data into centralized data lake, you are not only just doing I need a report, I'm going to go back to the ERP system, so you're going to pull it. You're only doing it technical. But having the data centralized, creating maturity, and putting some controls, you're really enabling that trade-off. That's what we got to really think it through. One of the best way to extract value of AI, having a data maturity in centralized data. Okay? Just need to make sure that I think I call a few times. That's very, very important for organizations to at least look at that. Here are a couple of the data lake service providers. Those are predominantly cloud services. You got Microsoft cloud platforms, and you have AWS, you have Google, and they have some cost options at the end of the slide. It's going to tell you, and it doesn't cost that much. You may look at this, so many technologies, and there are a lot of third-party data lake houses that can help the Google and get very, very cost-effective solutions. So once you implement your data maturity data lake, you can enable the entire organization in a matter of days. The other important thing I wanted to talk about, once you have the data lake, the first and foremost, we truly need to focus on implementing visual insights. If we look back, and I work for one of the banks in Chicago, some of you might know it's ABN AMRO LaSalle. I personally developed a 500 to run the entire business. Okay, you can imagine that how many hours it takes you as a business to go back to the 500 reports, and we are moving from a canned report to the visual insights. Now there are a lot of technologies available. You can drill down understanding your business, predict, create a trends. You can look at the dashboards much more elegant way to run it. So there's a step number 4 I would highly recommend. Having a good, nice looking visual dashboard that's going to tell you, drill down to your business is going to be extremely useful. A couple of things I wanted to just show you. I'm going to put quickly on this. Your sales and back dashboards to look at, how many orders coming in, how many shipments I'm making, what is my backlog is, what my past due is, what is on. So in this case, the on-time delivery is 80%. Supposed to be over north of 90. You should be worried about this. You can break it down by across the industries. You can also break it down across regions. You have all those metrics available. You can drill down which orders got impacted past due. You can take a look at every individual orders. Having this kind of visuals, very, very intuitive to run your business. This can directly impact your revenue, your budget revenue. The same concept, here is the billing level dashboards, and you can also look at billing on a daily level, on a monthly level. This is at the summary level dashboard. If you happen to have multiple companies also, you can also manage your billing all of this. So very visually, here is the another visuals I like to show you. It's a billing progress report. So if we have a budget here, and if you have the actuals, what's going on compared with prior year, you can start tracking it, how well my daily billing is progressing, that directly impacting your current revenue. You can look at the current year, current quarter, and current year on that. So a couple of just the visuals I wanted to just give you so that you will have some reference when you get this presentation. Billing by region, so that you can look at across all regions, you can report that. That's going to help you. So if we have a multi-region, you wanted to track it, how we're doing it, we also have a formula. So here is the billing level. This is very, very important to look at. Here are three elements we recommend. One is billing, how much it costs, what is the margin. Okay, so we have three different dashboards available on True. So here is the daily and monthly. A lot of times you wanted to look at the daily and monthly the dashboards. Okay, Kevin, I hope I'm not taking over your slides. So maybe I'll let you put.
Okay, so a good KPI is on-time delivery from your suppliers, what you're doing to your customers. It's a good measurement, and you can see maybe the on-time delivery over time. Push back on your suppliers if they they're habitually late. Improve your operations if you're continuing to late with your customers. You can visualize it all right there. So booking summary, I know is somebody who ran a company. I always wanted to know what my bookings were on a daily basis, monthly basis, and I track them. And typically, I did it with reports. Something like this puts it all in front of you. You can come in the morning and look at your screen and say, okay, how are we doing this morning? Take action on it. So backlog summary, you can see another KPIs. How am I doing with my orders? Why I'm late on orders? I'm not producing enough. Suppliers aren't delivering. Why do I have all these to such a large backlog? And it allows you to minimize it, because then you can minimize your backlog and brings in money quicker to your company. You can focus on, let's say you've got high value orders that aren't shipping. Focus on them. Get them out the door. You get a quicker return on your money. So, profit margin, another great KPI. You can measure profit. We all measure profit at the global scale for the company, but if you can measure profit based on things like your customers, which customers are profitable for you, which lines are profitable for you, those kinds of details, and of course then you can take action in those areas that are troublesome. Cash conversion cycle dashboards, information you can monitor how your working capital, management of your working capital, get insights. You've got inventory that's being held for a long time. It's got to be converted to cash. How do you do that? How do you even know? That's what insights like this brings you.
So if you go back to the Kevin, I think that this is also this.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, this is yours.
Okay. And if you go back to the implementation steps, we started with this step number 1. I just wanted to make sure that we align. We look at your data maturity. And the second one, we look at your APIs. And you look at step number 3 is kind of look at your leading indicators. And step number 4 is looking at your visual insights. Those are, I'm sure that some of them you're getting right now from your ERP system. Some of them you may be using the tools. And that's the step number 4. So step number 5, this is where we are getting into much deeper side of AI. A lot more information to cover out, just quickly go through. So before we start thinking about how should I leverage AI? First thing I have been at least advising business leaders, you really need to understand what problems you are really trying to solve for your business. Carl said a couple of them. I don't have visibility into my finance, and I'm finding out my margin after it goes south, finding my revenue after it goes to the south, okay? And I'm not able to manage my cash flow. My supply chains, I'm asking my suppliers to deliver always they're too high, okay? These are some of the issues you need to look at. You need to tie back with your leading indicators. Very, very important to understand. So you are going after addressing your leading indicators. That's where this becomes. Your really goal is to first priority. These are my leading indicators. I need to focus on this. Okay? If you have that vision, your AI is going to work, make it very good. So if you don't have the clarity on what metrics I'm going to go after, you are going to be bringing AI without having a very specific problem. I wanted to just spend a few minutes on this. There are many different AI technology tools are available. Okay? You start to work with generative AI tools. We do every day to walk out here, go to ChatGPT, tell me, this, right? If you have the subscription, you can create your even presentations. That's what the basic generative AI tools every day it's helping us. If you take your notes, you can do a lot of things. Okay? AI agents and the autonomous systems, that's where it becomes a little bit more complicated. Now we have the AI agents that are available to plug in to your data sources. Data source could be your ERP systems, data source could be CRM systems, data source could be any data. Then you can start making decisions. Okay? Then you have a third type of AI tool is the analytics and business intelligence. You can go back and use the AI tools to have a much more you're looking at forecasting, looking at trending, looking at the correlation between two different countries. When you get into the Last one is AI info. That becomes a much more complex. You really need to bring a experienced data scientist people to develop machine learning models, deep learning models. Then you're really going into much more. So if you look at here, you really need to map this with your business problems. Do I have a problem with note taking? Do I have a problem with just helping my the employees to do the day-to-day tasks? Then you don't need a number for it, right? Or you may have an issue with creating a visually appealing dashboard. So you'll have your different needs at this time. So there are a lot of technology tools are available. We truly recommend make sure that you're really before you pick on AI technology tools, you're aware of what are your business problems. So, okay. Here is a couple of them I wanted to call out. Okay, so the first one is Open ChatGPT one, Gemini one, Microsoft Copilot one. There are video generations one. There is a fourth generation, obviously, or is the fourth generation one that's for the the development team. These are tools. These are generally used in from. There is no data. You go back and ask the questions. These tools are going to respond back. We were not really feeding any data into these tools. When you go to the AI agents operate autonomously making decisions based on input data. So the reason I highlight the input data, that's where if you have a centralized data lake house, you plug these autonomous agents to your data lake house, you can literally run your business. Let's say I have tons of manual or literatures available to find my employees. You can plug in these agents against those. Your employees can get self. Very, very important to understand. So data needs to be quality enough to use these tools. The other one is the AI for data analytics and business intelligence. This is where I think some of you may be familiar with Power BI with AI, Tableau AI, Google Looker. So these are the tools available. But again, this goes back to what is your data nature. Try to plug in what the AI tools to something that data is not fully mature is garbage. Okay. And the last tool is very, very technology intensive. This is where you as a business leader, you as a company, you may not have an IT department that can do. This is where you may need to look for an external help. This needs a lot of training, a lot of the skill set to implement the advanced level AI capabilities. Okay. Some of the sample use cases I'm going to just quickly run through. So AI agents operate autonomously making decisions. To give you some example. I'll go through how AI can help improve revenue, how AI can help your inventory management, supplier segmentation, and also AI is used to labor productivity and efficiency. So I'm just calling out these are a couple of use cases. There is a lot more we can absolutely can do. So if we look at AI agents operate making decisions, this import, you're really taking the AI agents, plugging into your ERP data, and your ERP data centralized, mature, and you're really plugging agents to get to decisions. Okay. So in this case, as your data input needs to be as simple as sales data, supply chain data, production data, your decisions you can make, demand forecast, your suppliers, your understanding your inventory optimal levels. You can do a lot more interactive questions of this. And here is a simple question is I plugged in what are my top 5 products by looking at. Okay? All we are doing is you are not really doing any coding. You have an AI agent. You're really plugging this one to your ERP system in this case. Bingo. Based on the recent sales data, it's going to tell you these are top 5 products you're really good. Okay. And the next one, can you analyze your monthly quantity by product? Yeah. Bingo. Really giving the trend. You don't need to do any coding. Just come in. The agent is going to help you. But one thing, I wanted to emphasize that if you plug in this agent without data that's been unvalidated, you're going to get the garbage. To make sure that whatever the agents are plugging in, you're really plugging into the data is fully validated. That's what the data maturity is very, very important. Okay? The same concept here. Do you see any patterns in my trend? So it looks at the previous trend. It is going to give you the recommendations. So how beautiful to see that now? You don't, I don't need to do any technology. I don't need to do anything. You just plug in agent to your data. That data has to be maturity. So you have a number of AI technology tools that can literally help you on your fingertips. Okay. The next use case is how can AI help improve revenue growth? If you are a CFO and your head is spinning around, how can I create a multiple revenue streams? We got a couple of use cases. We hope you like it. One is obviously track and monitor daily. So that's a bare minimum we need, right? So if I don't know how my revenue is growing, I can't do anything. So then you obviously perform some budget and revenue comparison. Here is the budget I have and how well I'm doing against my budget. You have seen it before that you are going to be working on predicted revenue, and you can predict and prevent revenue declines, expand revenue, and cross-sell, acquiring new customers. I'm just gonna quickly run through the cross-selling. We have you look at your products and your customers. Okay, so a couple of things what we do. Here is the Govin buying ABC, and Govin Kevin is not buying ABC. Does Kevin's profile matches with the Govin? Then we look at both profiles. Industries Kevin in and Govin there, and we are going to recommend, hey, Kevin, you may be interested in buying this product. That's how we do the cross-sell. Okay, that's called the cross-selling. We need a cross-selling obviously we were doing the top line revenue. So these are a couple of examples we have. I'm going to quickly look at the cross-sell recommendations. Here is the customer. That customer never purchased before. We are recommending it. Here is the value potentially we can grow. So the other one is the revenue predictions. Okay, so historically as a CFO or a financial guys, we have been using a budget. Now you have an opportunity to use the AI technology to predict the revenue before end of this month. Am I going to make my target? Not where can I end up this month? Can I have those starting doing those discussions with salespeople? My revenue is going to make. What are the mitigation strategies? This is a revenue prediction. Okay. Then you see that revenue prediction here. It's going to give you where exactly it's going to stand at the end of the year also. There's some example. Then you can also do the revenue predictions not only at a company level, you can look at by regional too. So here is some dashboard, some predictions at the regional level also. Here is the another important use case for hiring new customers. So this particular example integrates with the Zoom Info other the customer acquisition tool. We acquire those the leads from the different channels. We look at your customer base and we match prospects with the called prospect score model. Let's say Evan and me already a customer of IMA. I'm just using an IMA example. And IMA goes out, plugs in this model to the Zoom info. Okay, how many people in the Zoom info matches with Govin's profile and Kevin's profile? And it provides the scoring. Scoring starts from 0 to 100. Higher score is higher target. Then IMA can now create a marketing campaign. We have identified 10 people from Zoom info. Now I'm going to reach out to those 10 people, tell them that why they should join IMA. So that's what this is. So that means you are really acquiring a new customers and get top lane. Okay. Then inventory management, I'm just going to quickly run out. I'm going to pause it. Kevin, I can't see the time. How much time we have to go?
Yeah, about 5 or 6
You
minutes.
guys, yeah, it's 10:45, Govind.
Okay. All right, I'm going to just quickly go to the inventory summary dashboard. It's a quickly inventory it's going to look at. And the monthly inventory dashboard, same concept. And the product demand forecast, we do the product demand. It's all these slides are there. And a supply chain risk, it's a couple of use cases. I'm going to quickly run through the supply segmentation dashboard. We segment suppliers, we identify based on their cost, quality, and the risk levels. And that's where we recommend. And then you have this is a supplier score. So let's say you are selecting your suppliers tomorrow, use the scoring model and select based on the products you are purchasing the raw materials from the suppliers. Okay. And the strategies for labor, there is a labor productivity, and obviously I have, so labor productivity performance scorecard. You can look at how well my labor is doing, and when they come in, they can benchmark against their productivity. And we also do the mission productivity. This particular use case, we have the predicting the cut. So how likely this truck is going to break down on the road. That's where this prediction comes in. Same concept. You plug in your machines to these models. It's going to tell you how likely this is going to do this. And here is the couple of companies. They are truly claiming. You can go back. It's published online. General Motors thinks that they reduce their mission downtime 50%. Tesla claims that they reduce the defects by 40%. And the Siemens, and you can go on big companies. Obviously, they have tons of money to invest, and they're able to get a very, very high value from the AI perspective. Here is some, we have done some research on the small to medium-sized manufacturing companies and different categories. We can look at if we using AI versus not using AI, the improvements what we can expect. And even though this is a market data, so even we may not get exactly the same, generally it's 15 to 20% efficiency gain. Okay, that's what the current thing is. This is also, you can look at okay, so this we have been covering. I'm going to just turn it over to Kevin to cover this slide 71. Kevin, please go ahead, Kevin.
Okay, so I don't know if you saw this article in Wall Street Journal over the weekend. It was about AI. It says why most companies should have an AI strategy. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. We're going to be giving a webinar about AI to know about this. This is by a professor at University of Dublin in Graduate School of Business. But you can go to the next one. So what I thought was interesting is he really wasn't saying you shouldn't use AI, but he's really saying you need to be ready. Most companies aren't ready. He also pointed out that AI is use it an option. You don't need a strategy. You use it as a tool to meet a certain need. You said most companies that have immature AI workforce, very little information about it. It can also distort decision making if you rely on 100%. Employees might decide to use everything AI related to come up with their information. And then history matters. You have to have historical data to take time to get. It takes time to gather. So this was a quote from the article, basically saying if you've done all your homework, and this is all the things that Govind has been talking about during this presentation, you can move on to AI. This is most companies haven't done.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, here is the quick summary. So the data lake we recommend highly, data maturity. So determine the key KPIs we talked about already, creating the visual insights, identify your pressing business problems for AI, select the right AI tools, implement AI, measure the value, continue to learn from the truth. This is the process I have to tell you, right? So businesses are process. Technology is enabler. It's not going to get one day and make your life change tomorrow. It's an ongoing iterative process. Here is some of the data lake implementation things I wanted to just call out. So on the website, if you go back and try to do it yourself, if you're implementing and maintaining about small to medium-sized companies, this is just a high-level number. 150K to 550,000 small to medium-sized companies. But there are a lot of SaaS companies, off-the-shelf data lake solutions. They're as good as $35,000 yearly, right? You can get a complete solution, and you can do that. Okay? And the other one is, if you want to create a visual insights, you have to do it yourself. And I have seen it anywhere between $45,000 to $75,000. But if you go to the website, there are off-the-shelf windows as low as $16,000 and $45,000. They do a wonderful job, and it doesn't cost that much. And it comes to the AI implementations, and it's I have to tell you, it's expensive to have in-house done, but there are the off-the-shelf solutions. Some of them as low as $10,000. It can go as high as $250,000, and that can be very small solutions. If we do the custom AI model implementation, not only implementing in-house, and also it takes a lot of effort for you to maintain and manage that going forward. And the licensing cost is also a bit high. And again, this goes back to the fourth category, what we left for the AI is building a machine learning model, deep learning model. Those are the high-end model development. But all the information is here. And again, then I'm going to pause here. If you have any questions, anything, we can help clarify it. And here is the information, Kevin's information right here. I'm going to pause it. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Kevin. So we'll open the floor for questions.
I do have a couple, and they're both focused around the security of their data. Can you address those concerns, because they're real, right?
They are very, very real. When they build data security, they need to define, first one is the policies. The policies meaning they need to define what kind of data they're dealing with it, and that in the policy document it clearly needs to make sure that they specify those. Then there are a lot of technologies, cloud vendors do extremely well protecting the data. You can mask the data. You can put the password controls on the data, who can see, who cannot see. And you can protect the data. You can also create a controls alert. If someone is trying to access the data, you can automatically email the whoever is governing the data, hey, someone is trying to access the data. All the technologies are available. If someone is telling you it's not, they're lying you. Okay? It is a matter of how you implement. Starts with policies, putting the protection, putting the password controls, putting the audit, the alerts. Finally, you need to do the auditing every month. Okay, that's what that reiterates. It's not that once you are done, you have to do the audit every month.
And if I have a new product that will use AI as a foundational technology that interacts with hardware, where can I secure the AI programming talent?
There are many companies out there. Again, like I said, you can have a contractors come and help build, or you can hire the talent. I think it can be a bit challenging if we don't have in-house talent who would interview, you can train them. But there are a lot of companies out there. They can come and help build that solutions. We may have some referrals too, if that's what the interested in, we can provide that. But if you try to look for in-house, and that's what we are here, we can come in and at least further take another training. What kind of skill sets you need, what type of people you need, how you should hiring. We can help as part of the IMA on HR side.
One more. We've had a client tell us that one of their customers who they design products for prohibits them from using AI for design support. What do you recommend that we can do to assure the customer that their data will be safe?
5 steps. Like I said, show the policy document, you show the controls, you show your audit. That's what I do, right? So if we show those 3 documents, and the 4th one, some people do the pen test results. Pen test meaning you go back, it takes about $10,000, $20,000. A pen test is going to conduct on your platform. They will give you the report. You should take that report and show it to your customers. They will love it. It's called pen test. P-E-N test. T-E-S-T. Okay? But before you do the pen test, you need to document those policies, your audit, and your reviews need to be documented. Without that, it's going to be very hard. And finally,
when we upload information into ChatGPT or another tool, it is totally unprotected. Is that correct?
Right. That's what I just said. You have to have your own data lake. Don't download. Please don't download the internet.
So I know of companies who have created, like, for lack of a better term, a sandbox. They've chosen a couple key employees to go and figure out how they are going to use this information in their organization. And I just am sharing that because I think that's a great idea. No sensitive information is shared there, but they kind of figure out where they want to start, where they trust their data, where they don't trust their data. And actually that leads me to a question that may sound silly, but I'm going to ask it. Is there a way of using AI to clean up your data, to identify where it's dirty?
Right. So the AI has a number of tools that can really recognize data cleansing rules. They're absolutely out there. That's one of the ways we can use the AI to clean the data.
So it wasn't so silly.
No, that's real. That's what a lot of the companies do.
To me, that's one of the biggest challenges, right? Just to your point of garbage in, garbage out. And I think it's a universal challenge for most organizations to trust their financials and the information that flows through. So that's good to hear. With that, we are right up to time and we have no other questions. And so I am just going to say thank you. This is a ton of information. As I mentioned earlier, everyone, these slides will come to IMA members tomorrow. You have the contact information here. Feel free to reach out to any of us at the IMA. We'll be more than happy to help you, connect you, whatever is needed. We're here to support. So, Kevin and Govan, just thank you for sharing your skills today. It's much appreciated.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.